Brentford? And if so, will it be to Spurs or will it be to Manchester United? We spoke to the player yesterday, and you'll have seen that with us, I'm sure. Wasn't giving too much away, was he? Let's, before we come to the Spurs angle on this, get the Manchester United perspective with you, Mark. Linked with him for some time. They've got competition from Tottenham Hotspur. How confident are they of getting their man?
Well, Manchester United will be supremely confident of getting a player that they've identified as someone that can massively improve that attack at Old Trafford. We know that they're relaxed about their pursuit of Bryan Mbeumo. In fact, really, he had turned down other Premier League sides to get to the point where Manchester United were lodging bids for Bryan Mbeumo. Their first offer was rejected, which we understand to be around £55 million. But they know that Bryan Mbeumo has effectively chosen Manchester United. Now, we say effectively, that was at the point maybe a week, 10 days ago, when there were the teams at the table and he said, right, thanks very much for everyone's interest, but I've decided to go to Manchester United. I know Michael is going to interrupt me in a minute and say, hang on a second, things have changed at one North London club in the last few days, and therefore could that change the destination of Bryan Mbeumo? He has 1 year left on his Brentford contract, but the club do have an additional year, so therefore it's effectively a 2-year deal that would get Bryan Mbeumo out of his contract. We know that there is interest, and we know that Brentford want around £60+ million for the wide man who's been there since 2019. His numbers stack up, very consistent with what he does, brilliant relationships with every single person he's been at Brentford. Ivan Toney, Said Benrahma, Ollie Watkins. He's been a consistent force there, but has his Brentford days come to an end?
And if they have, it seems to point to Manchester United then. But, Mike...
Man United transfer news. Bryan Mbeumo future decided as Brentford attacker confirms next club. Tottenham Hotspur have reportedly pulled out of the race to sign Brentford attacker Bryan Mbeumo, with the Cameroon international giving his word to Manchester United. Mbeumo is said to have turned down the advances of Newcastle United and Arsenal in order to agree a deal with Man United, but there has been fresh speculation surrounding his future of late. Thomas Frank's move from Brentford from Tottenham had allegedly seen Spurs emerge as serious contenders for Mbeumo, with the North London club able to offer Champions League football next term. However, a recent report claimed that Man United remained optimistic that they were in pole position for Mbeumo, who had an outstanding 2024-25 campaign for Brentford. According to journalist Valentin Furlan, Tottenham are now out of the race for Mbeumo, with the player giving his word to Man United before Spurs had accelerated their interest. Tottenham pull out of race for Mbeumo. Man United are thought to have already failed with a £55 million proposal for Mbeumo, which involved a £45 million fixed fee and a further £10 million in add-ons. Brentford are said to want £60 million for the forward, with those funds potentially being generated through player sales, as the likes of Jadon Sancho, Marcus Rashford and Antony are all set to leave. Mbeumo scored 20 goals and registered 9 assists in 42 appearances for Brentford last season, with all 20 of his goals coming in the Premier League. In total, the Cameroon international has turned out for the Bees on 242 occasions, scoring 70 goals and registering 51 assists, including 42 goals and 30 assists in 136 Premier League matches. Mbeumo recently addressed transfer speculation. Mbeumo was recently quizzed on the speculation surrounding his future. "It is a bit new for me, I would say. I think it can be the life of a footballer and you need to accept it," the attacker told Sky Sports when he visited the Canadian Grand Prix in Montreal. Man United have already confirmed one new signing this summer, bringing in Matheus Cunha from Wolverhampton Wanderers, and a move from Mbeumo could now accelerate. The pair could be the starting number 10s for the 20-time English champions next season, but a new striker is also expected to be signed due to the struggles of Rasmus Højlund during the 2024-25 campaign.